and with our conference call line. Welcome everyone to our Power Thinking for Amazing Mind training for Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, and this is our 9:30 p.m. moderator, Stanley Green, and always a pleasure to invest this time with you once a week. It's amazing what we get out of just 30 minutes a week for something that is so important. Our goals that'll help us so that when, not if tough time, but when it hits, we are ready. It's not that we motion, but we'll be able to bounce back than most people because of these evidence-based inner strengths and skills. And I am very passionate about that was developed Positive Psychology Center. So we are, that you're investing this time with us. And John, if you can hit soon, and let's make sure that you pop up. And of course, our job is to help you retrain your brain so that, again, no matter what it is, it could be there are a lot of folks that are concerned, and I see you there, John. Great. Financially concerned because things happen at the state level where there's no budget yet. It was supposed to be passed by the end of June fiscal year and the beginning of the new fiscal year, and here we are months in, no budget there. So there are companies that are feeling it, who may not be getting paid. This is happening now at the federal government level. This is a big adversity for a number of people. One of my relatives, just the other day, found out was in the hospital. A young man. He didn't go to the doctor when he should have, and so he waited until things were really bad, and was only 2 days away from something really bad happening. And so everything it's bouncing, things are moving forward. But these are the things that are happening. The thing I mentioned, this particular situation with our special guest, John Connor, there's going to be a men's health part of an overall initiative called Praise is the Cure. It's happening in Abington this Saturday. The Men's Health Forum is going to be 10 a.m. to about 1:30 p.m. And then there are other activities as well. And I'm one of the speakers for the men. I want to delve into resilience. We'll have a link, QR code, take the assessments and see where they are with the 7 inner strengths and the 7 skills. We'll have Manuel Glenn, who will be joining me as a speaker forum, and thanks to John, who's orchestrated. We're honored to have this appearance. He's a Radio 1 on-air personality and broadcast journalist for radio station 107.9, which is one of the Urban One stations in Philadelphia. So we're looking forward to having a great session to help, especially men, not be afraid to be proactive with their health and get checkups and so forth. So further, I want to introduce so I just met a couple of weeks ago, and he reached out to me through our and I learned that the person event that he's continuing was back in the days when I used to do my financial training. So let me introduce John Connor, who I then will be putting on and hosting Praise is the Cure this Saturday October 11. So, John, welcome, and talk a little bit about history and why resilience, the things that we talk about, is so important.
Good evening, Stanley. I'm so happy to be here with you and your guests that appear to be from not only the Philadelphia area but from all around the world. So greetings to all of you. Again, praise is the cure, and I just want to start off by saying here in the States anyway, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this month is very, very. My wife Anita and my daughter Terry from breast cancer. My daughter 22, and I just lost past August 4th. She died of breast cancer. But they were both warriors and fought breast cancer for many years before it finally overtook them, and they died. But before they died, both of them of breast cancer, and they found out through all their years of treatment that women die at a rate of breast cancer than any other ethnic. And they came up with a mission to try to stop that from formulated Praise is the Cure. And basically, through Praise is the Cure, which is a nonprofit organization, educate Black women about breast cancer, such things as getting mammograms, because they determined that early detection was one way of saving lives. They also determined often Black women didn't have access to adequate reasons. They didn't have the finances to get there. They didn't have people to take care of the children, from rumors that they had heard about getting treatment in the past. So they was available for Black women. And lastly, they were going through the journey, not only the women themselves, but their caretakers. So those were the mission of Praise is the Cure. But I'm trying to pick up the mantle and run with it. One thing that we started with Cure several years ago, a men's health forum. Sometimes when people talk about breast cancer, they only think about the women who are actually fighting the disease, and actually know well, but at a much less, the situations with men much less likely than they are with women. What people don't think about are the caretakers, the people that are taking care of the women. In instances, they are men, they are husbands, they are cousins, again, that are doing the caretaking. That process, men suffer mental sadness and depression, loneliness, guilt, sometimes even anger, helplessness. All these are mental issues that men suffer while they're caretaking. And men, especially Black men, don't do to taking care of themselves. So I came across Stan, and he talked to me, briefly, and skills to deal with these feelings. And I thought that he would be an excellent person to come to our here and talk to men, about mental situations, about the sadness, depression, and allow, while they're caretakers. And we're just so happy, Stanley, to have you, this year. Talk to me on a number of occasions, and I'm excited to hear what you want to say. Other men will be there to hear it as well. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and I'm excited to to information. We shared a video that last night, uh, today, so that folks can get what the event is all about. That video was from like 14 years ago, and Patty Jackson in Philadelphia and iHeart conducted the interview with Connor, who I may have mentioned before, folks, before we start. I did some work with when I used to do community seminars and about finances, personal finances. I think we talked when we were both involved with when she was a commercial bank started by an African American in the early 90s, and so there was a lot going on. And Anita was very active as a business person, tax preparer, and then overall your daughter, your daughter joined her, and they teamed up in the community from a financial standpoint. But this started when, John, this is awareness as they were battling cancer, resilient, had empathy for the general public, and was helping them understand the importance of checkups and fighting the good fight. When did this event start? First of all, when were they diagnosed, and when did this event start?
Well, Anita was initially diagnosed, Stanley, back in 1997, and she was already stage 3, 4, along with cancer. So she was diagnosed at a very dangerous stage, and back then was something that was novel at the time, which was stem cell transplant. There were about throughout the nation that actually received the stem cell transplant. It was a very, very dangerous procedure because during that stem cell transplant, totally lose her immune system, and she was subject to any type of disease catch during that period of time. And later found out that of the 108, the only one that lived longer than 18 months was, and Anita went into and lived 21 years plus before the cancer came back. My daughter, ironically, almost 10 years to the day that my daughter was diagnosed with breast cancer. And Carrie stayed in remission for 9 years before hers came back as metastatic. So this fight that they were on fought for many years, and that's why I call them war. In 2005 was actually before Carrie was diagnosed. Nita saw that Black women were dying and much could not, stand back and not do anything to try to help this from continuing. So that's when she started Praise the Cure. Was right there with her when she started, and Carrie herself contracted the breast cancer, and that's part of the battle. So this year is a very important year because it's 20 years now that Praise the Cure has been in existence, and there are so many people, not only in the Philadelphia area but outside of Philadelphia, that Nita has had contact with. Like Stanley said, Nita was she was a CPA and Carrie was a CPA, and they formed the Anita T. Connor and Associates, and then again Nita started the financial planning. So they were partners. They were not only mother-daughter, they were best friends, and they fought this disease together for many, many. One of them are here now. They're both together. But that's the history of Praise the Cure, and we didn't know whether or not we want to be able to even put the program on this year Like I said, Nita just passed. We're able to do it. God's blessings. We're going to put that program on Saturday. Resiliency.
That's right.
And we're going to put them on. We're going to continue for Terry and Anita. And Stanley, I'm going to use some of these skills that you're going to be talking about on Saturday to help me continue it.
Yes. Well, the fact of the matter is, John, and we're speaking with John Connor of Praises the Cure, and he gave you the history of the effort, the program, and the incredible courage and bravery and resilience. Anita, daughter Carrie, not only battled, their own, but also, fought really hard to educate the community, and it was just amazing how it grew over the years. I'd see TV or hear them on the radio. Wow, I know Anita, and doing their thing professionally, and it was just amazing. And I when you reached out, I didn't know, while I did have a commitment as a class president at Penn, and we had our biannual class presidents. I was supposed to do some things. John, when you told me, I said, I'm in. And then I double checked and I said, oh, I have something, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing this.
You sure did, Stanley.
That
you
is
sure did.
Not
appreciate it. And I was in the grocery store when we were having this conversation.
Yeah.
I could think about was, wow, God is ordering my steps,
yes.
And He's making, and that has given me the strength and the courage, to continue. I had when I was on this call, I got through it. The day got better, and I'm here tonight. You guys.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, John. And that's I see that N. Osung, who is he's on LinkedIn, and he is pretty much on it and night, helping other people rooms and share information. I just happened to post today, and Annie is actually a member in the UK early in the morning on Thursday morning, and he on LinkedIn sent a comment that just came up green, John. Our deepest condolences on your huge losses, John, from our friend Annie in the UK. I'm really happy, Annie, that you've taken time to, especially given how early it is in the morning for you, to come in.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
We have also Christy Williams, another new PowerThinking app user, been with us overall for a while, and saying hello. Anyone else who would like to hit star 6, hear your thoughts that you may have about this Saturday, and maybe, John, you can talk about some of the other events happening this Saturday, some real exciting stuff, food and other things. So our men's forum is to 1:30 p.m. A little bit about some of the other things that are happening.
Well, when this is we a day of hope, health, healing. And basically, the way it started was that they wanted to honor survivors, and all as a parent for survivors. And I think the first one may have had maybe 20 survivors that came, and basically the volunteer kind of serenaded them. They fed them a delicious meal. They played They did some line dancing. They had a DJ. They had a person giving them massages. They just treated, for a whole half a day of just that. They treated, and they would get one of the local gospel choirs to come in and perform. And those survived their families. We actually invited the whole community event down at a large church in Philadelphia, God in Christ, for years, and had God performers come, and the volunteer family, the community could come celebrate these survivors. And the thing that I really appreciated, and I know it was all free. Yeah. It didn't cost the community. It didn't, phrases decided this for them. So that's how it started out. And then it has just expanded. It's expanded to include more programs, the men's program. The concerts have gotten big, and it's still free.
Yes.
It's still free.
And for the men's event, you're having a barbecue, right? Outside.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We're going to be out there barbecuing. I have my fraternity brothers out there, Phi fraternity. They're going to be working with me. I'm going to be serving up some of my signature jerk chicken.
Okay.
So we're going to be out there with music. They even have a masseuse for the men. So we're going to be getting massages as well.
Fantastic.
And also, the men this year are going to be getting people out there, blood pressure and our glucose. And of course, we're going to be handing out our literature and all things related to that. So we're expecting a big crowd of music and a lot of fun taking place, as well as dishing out some really good information about health, mental health in particular.
Yes, yeah, looking forward to that, and we're going to be all that. So I'll be setting up while you're doing the cookout. Make sure you get from me. So
I certainly will. I certainly will.
Christy Williams said, "Thank you, John, for all." I'm going to go to Carl Hill, and Carl has 7 years with 35 years, 8 in HR, but also in various other entrepreneurial endeavors, and she's consistently, more than any evenings. Carla, thank you for joining us. For others, mention where you're joining us from. Your thoughts, please. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, and John, welcome, and just for sharing your story. Resilience through the fire, and the reach out. And from this morning to this evening, even the word praises, that I heard it over the years because they had very good community type and just doing so much work. But this is the day in the pray. Basically, I love my HR background, but I have my own career planning practice now. What I want to do is use their personality, interest, skills, and values to really pour out. One of my favorite quotes is your life's passion seeking outward. And when you think about what your family legacy that's continuing, praise representing, in terms of her Christian, right? I just never get. I mean, it's just simple words, but it's expression of what she believes in her, and you continuing that legacy. So they got really inspiring to see on display. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Carla.
Yeah, and there's a company called GPS, Personal and Business Strategies, and so she, just like a GPS, helps people get that direction, move forward. So if we had a question and the dream of Saturday event that we can watch remotely, John.
Yes, there is.
Really?
Great. The concert, which is going to be for several performances by Philadanco, which is a really known dance company, and the Grace Dance Company are going to be performing dances for the concert. We're also going to be having some selections from the Salem, and we have a violinist, Summer Jordan, who's going to be performing. But it is going to be live from Salem Baptist Church in Abington, Pennsylvania. Tune in and watch it, and try to tune in from the very beginning, because there's going to be a processional of all the survivors as they enter the sanctuary. And all their names are going to be streamed across the projector in there, so everybody in the audience can see it. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. I'll be so happy to see Nita and Kerry hold hands and lead the procession. They won't be there this year, then we'll be there. But my granddaughters are going to lead that processional this year. Kerry's daughter, her two daughters, and my son's, they're going to lead the processionals this year. The processional. And it's a beautiful thing to watch these survivors come in and be applauded the sanctuary. And I believe the music that they're going to come in on is We've Come This Far by Kitty.
Wow. Beautiful. I can't wait for that. And folks, wherever you are, if you get, certainly get there. People in Philadelphia, but certainly any question, and he'll be watching from the UK. So John, one would go to, is it the Salem Baptist Church YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay.
Salem Baptist Church of Abington.
Yeah. Salem Baptist Church of Abington. That's Abington, B as in boy, I-N as in Nancy, G, T as in Tom, O-N as in Nancy. Abington, PA. Salem Baptist Church of Abington. Great. We are up, and we got into a little bit more of the this evening, John. I thank you for me and reaching out to our 7 inner strengths, right? The 7th and most powerful. And so while he was, in a grieving, he made a decision to take action, and also to reach out and connect with others, connect with that person, and ultimately all this stuff started to come together to a fabulous event. Now, any words from any is that thank you so much for the fantastic work you're doing. Black people shying away from checkups is an issue the world over. England, we know that. Actually, there's a poll on LinkedIn, everyone, probably a few hours left, where I asked the questions, when was the last time, was it in the past 1 to 3 years or over 3 years? And then the final question is that, or the response was I don't go to the doctor unless I'm very, very ill, which is the wrong answer. And I think most people stayed away from that one. So, but that's what this is so active. Not waiting until you're really hurting. And thanks to Anita and Carrie and now John. And John was always there in the background helping them at the forefront, keeping this moving. Will be saved. More people will have live longer lives as a result of this effort. So John, thank you so much. I look forward to joining you this Saturday. And into the audience. Open the mic up, and folks, please thank John for this Saturday.
All participants are unmuted.
You're unmuted now, so
Thank you.
thank you for joining us. Since we spend all of our time thinking, we must think with power thinking. So Bill Peterson, Greg Jones, thanks for joining. Chris, I see you. Linda Gray, Regina Carlua, thank you all earlier. Make it a great week, and hopefully you can join us this Saturday. Take care, everybody. All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Have a great one, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Goodbye.
All right. On LinkedIn, thank you so much. Putting this up. Any Salem Baptist Church of Abington YouTube channel for live stream is Praise is the Cure, Saturday, 10 a.m. Also screen. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Christy, for being with us. We had Mike here a little earlier. Appreciate you all. Make it a. We're going to end with our flyer there, screen. We look forward to seeing you, and who I have not met in person at all. So, and make sure you at the live stream. Annie, thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for putting that. Everyone, make sure that that since we spend all of our time thinking these 50,000 thoughts a day, we must think with power and utilize power. Everybody have a